The movie begins in 1995, where a hiker vanishes in the remote mountains of Oregon, sparking rumors of a virus linked to the region's wildlife. The scene then shifts to a father and son during their hunting trip in the same area where the hiker vanished. Young Blake Lovell and his stern father, Grady, encounter a mysterious, unknown humanoid creature in the forest. Terrified, they take refuge in an elevated hunting blind. 30 years later, adult Blake lives in San Francisco with his daughter, Ginger, and his workaholic wife, Charlotte. Like his now estranged father, he struggles with his temper, straining his marriage. One day, he receives a death certificate for Grady, his father, who disappeared years ago in the mountains, along with the keys to his childhood home. Hoping to reconnect with his family, he suggests a vacation there. While searching for directions, the family meet a local named Derek, who guides them toward the house as night falls. Before they arrive, a monstrous creature attacks their vehicle, injuring Blake and killing Derek. Desperate, Blake leads Charlotte and Ginger to the house, where he powers up a generator and barricades the doors. But his wounds quickly worsen. He sweats, loses teeth, and becomes sensitive to sound. As the creature prowls outside, Blake listens through a side door, only for it to grab his foot through the pet door, further injuring him before Charlotte drives it away with a hammer. Blake's condition worsens. He loses control of his body, his hair falls out, fangs and claws emerge as his body sprouts fur. Ravaged with pain, he chews on his infected arm like an animal, terrifying Charlotte. They decide to leave the house. Spotting an old truck, Charlotte manages to start it, but before they can escape, the unknown creature smashes the windshield, forcing them to climb onto the roof of a greenhouse. To protect his family, Blake lures the monster away, allowing Charlotte and Ginger to flee back to the house. Soon after, Blake limps back. He vomits up a severed finger and approaches his family menacingly. Realizing the danger he poses, he prepares to leave, but the monster returns, attacking. Blake throws himself between his family and the creature, eventually killing it by tearing into its throat. When he notices a familiar tattoo on its arm, he realizes with horror that the monster was his long-lost father. Overcome by the final stages of his transformation, Blake loses control and turns on his family. Charlotte and Ginger retreat to a nearby barn, but he tracks them down using his enhanced senses. Blake was caught in a bear trap set by Charlotte. He chews off his own foot to continue the chase. As mother and daughter flee into the forest, they take shelter in a hunting blind just as dawn breaks. Blake climbs up after them, his monstrous form silhouetted against the rising sun. Ginger, who has a unique connection with Blake, senses his desire to be put out of his misery and tells Charlotte that Blake wants to die. Charlotte, realizing Blake's suffering and his desire to be free, finds the courage to shoot him. Blake's death is a tragic but ultimately selfless act, as he chooses to sacrifice himself to protect his family from the curse he now embodies. The film ends with Charlotte and Ginger walking into the beautiful valley that Blake had described to Charlotte, a place that represents hope and serenity. The movie ends here. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content.